Over the last few days, we have been in regular meetings with public health to determine what exactly this lockdown should look like to have the greatest possible impact. I can now provide those details. During the lockdown, all K-12 schools and post-secondary facilities must close and move to virtual learning only. A device learning program will be available for families of students in grades K-8 who do not have access to technology at home. If required, delivery or drive-through pickup processes will be available for families who need to access materials or supplies for their children. More information will be available through your school or school district. Non-regulated healthcare providers must close unless they can provide their services virtually. Regulated healthcare professionals can stay open with an operational plan in place outlining enhanced measures. They are encouraged to provide virtual services whenever possible. Indoor formal gatherings, including weddings and religious services, are not permitted. Funerals must be limited to a single household bubble. Religious services can only be held virtually. Public walking trails may be used for individual use, but people need to maintain 2 meters of physical distancing outside their single household bubble. Public spaces, including rinks, snow hills, and downhill skiing, are closed. Outdoor activities with members of your household bubble is permitted, such as snowshoeing, ice fishing, and cross-country skiing. But outdoor warming stations, gathering locations, are closed. Groomed managed trails for snowmobiles and ATVs are closed. Restaurant dining rooms, gyms, recreation and sport activities, entertainment centers, and salons and spas must remain closed. Farmers markets must also close. Only essential businesses are permitted to remain open. That includes early learning and childcare facilities, which continue to operate with additional health and safety measures. A wage top-up program of $3 per hour is being offered to early childhood educators who continue to work through the lockdown. Additional funding will also be made available to operators of open facilities through the COVID-19 grant to support implementation of increased health and safety measures. Stores that sell things like food, medication, and hardware supplies can stay open, but they may only sell essential items. This is different from last spring. We are trying to minimize interaction. Fewer people going out and about for non-essential reasons will allow us to get out of this lockdown faster. No lottery tickets of any kind can be sold in person. They may be purchased online only. Businesses that provide repairs, plumbing, electrical, environmental cleanup, transportation and cleaning services may continue to operate. Construction and maintenance operations, as well as essential manufacturing and processing services, are permitted. Restaurants are allowed to provide drive-through, takeout, and delivery options. Post offices, NB Liquor, and Cannabis NB stores will remain open. Vet clinics and animal hospitals can stay open with curbside animal drop-offs. Financial and lending institutions and customer contact centers can continue to operate, although virtual options should be used if possible. Public libraries will remain open only so people can access internet services. After our lockdown in the spring, we recognized that some people need internet access to connect with essential services. Law and accounting firms must provide their services virtually. Anyone who is able to work from home is highly encouraged to do so. If that is not an option, employers must limit employee contacts by assigning consistent shifts when possible and keeping a record of names and shift times. Common areas in workplaces for breaks or lunch are not permitted. A complete list of businesses that are permitted to operate will be available shortly on the Government of New Brunswick coronavirus website. I know these rules will impact many businesses, and I want to remind you that you do not have to face these challenges alone. The federal government has created a short online questionnaire available at canada.ca that allows you to describe your situation and explore supports that may be available to you. During the lockdown period, evictions will not be permitted. Landlords must wait until at least 10 days after the lockdown has ended to proceed with an eviction. Since Service New Brunswick locations will be closed, Zone 4 residents will be able to use expired licenses until 10 days after the lockdown ends. While in a lockdown, please continue to stay within your single household bubble, which can still be extended to include a caregiver, an immediate family member requiring support, or one other person who requires support. With schools closed in Zone 4, we understand that essential workers may have concerns about making appropriate childcare and virtual learning arrangements. That is why, while under lockdown, a single-family household bubble can extend care to children from another household bubble for the purposes of informal daycare or online education support. This must be the same household bubble for the entire lockdown period. Carpooling with others for work, school, medical appointments, or to access essential services such as groceries is permitted. When carpooling with passengers outside your household bubble, continuous mask use and maintaining physical distancing is required. Public transit is allowed with physical distancing and the continuous use of a mask. Taxis are also permitted with continuous mask use, but passengers must sit in the back seat and must be part of the same household bubble. Everyone should stay home as much as possible. Please only leave your home for essential reasons, such as buying necessary items like groceries, going to work if you cannot work from home, medical appointments, or for childcare and custody arrangements. There should be absolutely no non-essential travel in or out of Zone 4 at this time.